Touch Part 3. A brand is not just a logo, it is your promise. There is a small shop. The board outside is shining, and the product inside is fine too, but the customer walks right up to the door and turns back. The shopkeeper thinks, I am working hard, yet why don't people remember me? Right from here, the third fear of business begins. The character may be strong, and the focus may be clear, but if the world does not recognize you, your hard work can get lost in the crowd. The question is, how is recognition built? In part 1 we saw the thumb. That was the strength of character. The very strength that does not let an entrepreneur break down amidst loss, failure and fear. Without character, the grip of a business weakens. In part 2 the index finger showed the direction. FOCUS taught us to follow one course until successful. Meaning, not running after every shining opportunity, but sticking to one clear path instead. But now, the story has reached the third finger. The middle finger in the Midas Touch represents the brand. This is the most visible finger, and perhaps it is also the most misunderstood thing in business. Many people think a brand means a logo. Someone says, choose a good name. Someone says, make fancy packaging. Someone says, the Instagram page should look professional. But a brand is far bigger than this. A brand is that promise which you make to the customer. And even more than that, a brand is that experience which the customer feels with you. A name can be forgotten, but the feeling stays for a long time. In Midas Touch, Robert Kiyosaki tells a story. Once he wore a fake Rolex watch. He thought, it's just a watch. But his rich dad saw a big lesson in this small thing. Rich dad explained to him that if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, learn to respect the brand. A fake item is not just a counterfeit product, it is a mindset that looks down upon the value of trust. In the story, Rich Dad took that watch and crushed it under his shoe. This scene was not just about breaking a watch. This was the moment that drilled the power of a brand into Kiyosaki's mind. On that day, Kiyosaki understood that a brand is not a decoration. A brand is a reputation. A brand is trust. A brand is that invisible credit because of which a customer trusts you without much explanation. In part 2 we talked about focus. Focus tells you which direction to go. But a brand tells you by what name, what feeling and what trust the world will remember you as you move in that direction. Even a focused business can become a commodity if it does not have a unique promise. In a commodity, the customer asks, how much is it? In a brand, the customer asks, is this exact one available? This is the big difference. A commodity fights on price. A brand wins on perception. A commodity needs a discount. A brand needs trust, a story, and an experience. If you are just selling soap, the person in front of you might choose a cheaper soap. But if you are selling cleanliness, confidence, and care, the customer looks at the feeling before the price. A brand must have substance, meaning a real purpose. Simply making a product and putting it into the market does not create a brand. A brand is built when the customer feels that this business understands me. In his early business, Kiyosaki made surfer wallets out of nylon and Velcro. In the book, he mentions that his Ripper wallet product could be popular, but it could not become a strong brand. The lesson here is simple. A product can sell, but to become a brand, a product needs meaning. If a story is not created in the customer's mind, the product remains just an item. Later, Kiyosaki joined the rock and roll industry. He worked with music bands and artists in the direction of licensed products. Here, emotion, identity, and a fan connection got attached to the product. When a fan has a product connected to their favorite band, they do not just buy a piece of cloth or a wallet. They express their taste, their identity, and their tribe. This is where the real power of a brand is seen. A brand gives the customer a way to speak, without the customer saying anything. It says, what am I connected to, and what do I value? But Kiyosaki also understood that not every piece of money strengthens the brand. In the book, he talks about rejecting a big endorsement deal because it did not match the core teaching of the Rich Dad brand. This lesson is very deep. If your brand teaches financial education, and you endorse a product just for the sake of money that goes against your philosophy, income will come, but trust will be gone. In the world of brands, trust is the most expensive asset. It takes years to build, but a wrong promise, weak service, or a greedy decision can damage it very quickly. Therefore, a brand does not mean just visibility. Visibility gives attention, a brand gives trust. With attention, people will look at you, but with trust, people will buy from you and come back. Today, small creators and entrepreneurs make this exact mistake. They want to go viral, but they do not learn to be remembered. Viral content brings a crowd, but a clear brand builds a loyal audience. If your YouTube channel gives a different tone, a different topic, and a different promise every day, the audience gets confused. But if your channel consistently gives financial clarity, trust builds gradually. The same is true in business as well. A restaurant does not just sell food. It sells taste, hygiene, mood, and memory. A coaching institute does not just sell classes. It sells confidence and future possibility. A brand starts from within. If the founder themselves is not clear about why I'm doing this work, the customer will not get clarity either. A confused founder rarely creates a clear brand. Brand developers like Cathy Heasley emphasize this exact point, that companies should work with both heart and mind. Meaning, there should be emotion, there should be logic, there should be purpose, and there should be performance. In the story of Cold Stone Creamery as well, the experience is more important than the product. Fresh ice cream, mix-ins on a frozen granite stone, and customization in front of the customer. All of this together creates the brand feeling. Ice cream is available in many places. But when the process becomes an experience, the customer begins to connect with the product. This is the exact difference that is born between a commodity and a brand. A small business owner can understand this lesson very easily. If the cake in your bakery is good, but the delivery is late, the packaging is weak, and the response is rude, the brand is breaking. On the other hand, if the cake is good, delivery is on time, packaging is clean, and there is warmth in the message, the customer buys trust, not just a cake. A brand is built from every touch point of the customer. The entrance of the shop, the language of the staff, the way the bill is given, the style of handling a complaint, and the after-sales response, everything adds to the brand. Many entrepreneurs think they will build the brand later. Right now they need sales. But the truth is that every sale is also building the brand. The only question is whether a good brand is being built or a bad one. The focus from part 2 works here again. If your focus is clear, the brand message is sharp too. You know which customer you are for and what promise you stand on. When there is no focus, the brand also changes every week. Sometimes premium, sometimes budget, sometimes youth, sometimes family, sometimes luxury, sometimes discount. Such a business cannot make a place in the customer's mind. Donald Trump's business identity has also remained connected with the idea of a brand. His name was used in real estate, hotels, licensing, and television. His brand was built on both visibility and reputation. Trump often connects a brand with reputation. This point is true at a business level, that a founder's public image, communication, and decisions can directly affect the brand. A brand can be separate from the founder too, but in the beginning, the founder's behavior alone creates the language of the brand. The way the founder speaks, the team learns accordingly. The kind of standards the founder keeps, the service turns out accordingly. If the founder themselves takes shortcuts, the team takes shortcuts too. If the founder gives respect to the customer, respect gradually enters the culture. A brand becomes hollow without culture. As smooth as a company looks from the outside, it should be just as disciplined from the inside. If internal communication is breaking, employees are confused, and promises are not clear, the customer experience will break too. A brand is not the responsibility of just the marketing department. Sales, operations, delivery, support, finance, hiring all make the brand. The customer eventually senses the truth inside your organization. An entrepreneur also has to become a communicator. They must know how to speak about why the company exists. What problem is it solving? Why should the customer trust it? 3 questions are very useful for building a brand. Why am I doing this business? Whose problem and which problem am I solving? And why should the customer consider me different from the rest of the options? If the answers to these questions are weak, changing the logo will not make much difference. A brand can look beautiful through design, but it becomes meaningful through purpose. Today, every category in the market is crowded. There are many finance channels, many clothing stores, many cafes, many agencies. Just being present is not enough. It is necessary to be different and memorable. Being memorable does not mean shouting. It comes from clarity, consistency, and credibility. Your promise should be clear, behavior should be consistent, and delivery should be credible. Only then does a brand last. An enemy of a brand is overpromising. A new entrepreneur says everything is possible just to get a quick sale. But when delivery does not happen, the customer does not just demand a refund, they take back their trust. The second enemy is imitation. It is easy to copy a big brand. The same colors, the same words, the same style. But even if attention is gained from a copy, authenticity is not achieved. Kiyosaki's fake Rolex story brings us right back to this authenticity. A fake thing can shine in appearance, but it is empty from within. In business too, Fake positioning does not last for long. The beginning of a brand starts with honesty. If you are a budget product, honestly give budget value. If you are premium, give a premium experience. A false show in between is easily understood by the customer. A real brand respects its customer. It does not sell by confusing the customer. It does not hide hidden terms. It states even a difficult thing in clear language. This is the reason why the value of a trust-based brand is very high in topics like personal finance, insurance and real estate. Because here, the customer takes a decision connected to future security, not just a product. If a bank, advisor or creator gives wrong information, the loss is not just of money. The customer's life planning, family comfort and confidence can also be impacted. Therefore, a brand is a responsibility too. The bigger your name becomes, the more your accountability increases. Being famous is not a brand. Being trusted is the real beginning of a brand. Part 1 taught us that character does not let you run away from failure. Part 2 taught us that focus does not let you wander away from the direction. Part 3 teaches us that a brand does not let you fade from the customer's mind. When these three meet, the entrepreneur becomes stronger. Character manages them from within. Focus gives them a path. A brand gives them recognition in front of the world. But as soon as a brand is built, a new challenge begins. Expectations come with a brand. Now the customer expects more consistent service, better communication, and a deeper relationship from you. This is where the fourth finger of the Midas touch will enter the story. Because a brand does not grow alone. People grow it. Partners, team, mentors, customers, and the network all take the brand forward. In the next part, the question will be that if you have character, focus, and a brand is being built too, how can relationships accelerate your growth? And how can wrong relationships break your business? Because in business, a single hand cannot clap. The next finger of the Midas touch will tell you that the right people do not just give support, sometimes they change the direction of your entire destiny.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.